I have one of these Marvin 2nd generation push-out Sidelights, and I want to show you how to adjust it. So when you open it and it doesn't want to close, I want to show you how to adjust that and how to adjust the hinges and just general little things here and there. So let's get started. So one of the first things I like to do is go ahead and detach the arm here so we can freely move this. We do that by just taking a simple Allen wrench, use the proper size, and you see right here, put that Allen wrench in there. So just turn that counterclockwise and this comes out of there just like that. So with that arm detached, you can now slide it freely. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna slide it over. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the reveal around the door. I'm gonna show you how to adjust the hinges. This one was binding at the top really bad, so we're gonna look all the way around. So if you don't know, the reveal is the gap around the whole perimeter here. And as you can see here, there's an excessive gap at the top. So we need to adjust this door up. So we're gonna check, pretty consistent at the top, and the side looks pretty good. This door has two adjustments. Underneath the hinge, you can turn this up to bring the door up, and of course if you bring it down, it brings the door down. You can set the square of the door by adjusting this one here. If you bring that one in righty-tighty, it brings the door tighter this way. If you bring it lefty-loosey, it brings it this way. If you want a more in-depth video on how to adjust the doors, I'll put a card up here. Just click on the card and I'll show you how to adjust a Marvin in-swing or out-swing door. This one, since we got the gap up here, we're gonna go ahead and adjust these hinges up to bring the whole door up. Okay, we'll go ahead and take our Allen wrench, we'll put it underneath here. We'll go righty-tighty because we want the door to go up. We'll start with the top one first. Since that was a pretty excessive gap at the top, we'll go ahead and go quite a few turns here. Okay, by adjusting that hinge, that brought this up. So now we're pretty consistent here. We'll go ahead and adjust the other two. Hopefully you can see this little mark here. These little lines just give you a little idea of how far up or down you're adjusting the door. So by adjusting that, you should see that move up. I felt it pressure. I felt it go up a little bit, so we'll just take it off a half a turn there, or a quarter turn. So all of them have equal pressure. We'll go ahead and reattach this arm. That goes in there like that. And then we use the Allen wrench to turn that. Okay, we turn that. That locks that in place. We'll go ahead and try it. Still a little stiff. I want to show you another adjustment here. One of the first things I like to do is go ahead and take some lubricant. I'm not a paid sponsor. And we're going to go ahead and spray some in this track here. Go ahead and make sure that's all wiped in there. Feels better already. There's also another adjustment up here I want to show you that it sets the amount of friction that allows it so it doesn't swing open or closed. And that's this adjustment right here. If you put an Allen head wrench in here, if you go counterclockwise on that, that tightens this up to where it doesn't move. If you go clockwise, it loosens it up. So if you want a little bit more friction on there, you're in a real windy area, and you wanted a little bit more friction on it, that is adjustable right there. So another reason why this doesn't close is this arm here, it's straight. We actually need to take this little block here and we need to move this over so this has a slight angle to it, so it'll allow this door to close all the way. So see here at an angle, it allows it to close. But if this goes all the way straight like this, you can't close it. So we're gonna go ahead and move this over. Now we're gonna go ahead and move this little plastic piece over here. By moving this over here, you're only losing maybe a 1/4 inch of the opening of the door. The door only opens about this far. It's just inherent in the design of the product. So since we got this arm at an angle already where we want it, it seems to work good. Every time we open, push, open, push, open. That seems to where it wants to stop at. So we're not gonna force it. That's where I'm gonna put it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these two screws out and move this over here. Okay, we're gonna slide that over. Not sure if you can see it. There are some other holes here for other adjustments for different types of other products. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to drill our own new holes. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So since I got those two pilot holes drilled, I'm going to go ahead and take 11/64, or you can use a 3/16 drill bit. And in those two new holes I just drilled, I'm going to make the hole in the metal part bigger. So when I put the screw in there, I don't break the screw off. Just be mindful not to go all the way down and strip the pilot hole you just drilled for the screws. So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I get out any dust out of there. Gonna move that over to our two new holes. Line that up. Go ahead and put our screws back in. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a measurement of where I put this one on this door, and then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other door. So when you open both of them, they both open the same. 4 3/8. So it looks like it's 4 3/8. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one. I'm gonna repeat the process here. Same thing, when this is open all the way, you can't move it. And of course I did already check and adjusted the hinges on this one to make sure this one was in there right. So we're gonna go ahead and now move this little plastic block over. There you go. And it'll work 100% every time. If you have one of these when you close it and then you lock it and the lock's really stiff, it can be that maybe the door is installed out of true. True meaning where it can be out like this. What you can do to help make it lock a little easier, don't be afraid to take a file or a grinder and go ahead and grind a little off of this if you need to. Or even just by troubleshooting, you can take this off, flip it around the other way to where this edge is on the outside, and then give that a try. Well, there you have it. That's how I adjust a Marvin push-out Sidelite. And if you found this video informative, please consider hitting the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.